today I will talk about the most important, one of the most important concepts in general programming, actually. So it's not just for Android or iOS or whatever you would have liked to code. You will use these blocks on programming. So if you didn't already open, please open Android Studio. Like I didn't open a new project basically because it doesn't matter, but you can just open, like, come here, new project, and open maybe a basic activity or whatever you want to do. First, before getting into the concepts, I will also show you, like, basically what these are all about, the classes and everything. So in here in app folder, as you can see, we have Java, and inside this we have this class called main activity. So these are the class files, are the basically the files that we are writing our code inside. The activity is one of the main construction blocks in Android. It has its own life cycle, and it's whenever you start a project or an application, it always starts with an activity, and it might have under the activity, it might be connected with other building blocks. But we will not really talk about this. I'm just talking to give you a general knowledge about this. And here you can see, like, these things. These are called methods, basically, which are the functions. So that's your, for example, as you can maybe understand from the name too, this is getting called when the activity is getting created. This is when the menus are getting created, and etc. So we didn't even write this code, it was already there, so I'm not going to do anything for that. But I would have liked you to understand the syntax here, at least basically, so that we can proceed. As you can see, all these building blocks has brackets, so this is defining basically where the code starts and where it ends, or where this portion of the code. So let's do and create our own code place, let's say. So in order to do that, here you can see these are having an override keyword, which means that these are coming from the activity code. So, like, I will not get inside this, but we don't need to write that. So I'm writing fun, which means function, the shortage of the function, and creating a method. Let's say print screen. Yeah, closing the brackets, opening and closing another bracket. So you can basically do that. This is the method that we will write our code inside. We are basically going to talk about if condition, if else conditions, and for loop. What does this mean? Let's write some code to understand. So you already talk about variables. So in order to proceed, I will create some variables first. So we will have some data to work upon the data, okay? So let's create some array, okay? Array string, I said. Array of. These are basic, just random strings, as you can see. So what's an array? It's a collection of data. In this case, it's strings, as you can see here. So we will work upon this. Or let's create another array. And this one will consist of integers, so basically numbers. And I want these to be random too. Okay. And we can create some other variables, like let's say number. Okay, 15. So what I want to do is to create a condition that the portion of the code will only get work or executed only if the condition gets fulfilled. That's the main purpose of if conditions actually, and that's the, as I said, the main building block. So it is very easy actually. So you are saying if number equals 15. So we know that number is 15 because I just defined it up here, but it might be very different or it might be manipulated. So this anything that I'm going to write in this code is going to be executed if only if the number would be 15. Here we need to know that equals statement. So it is basically two equal signs, meaning that if the number is equal to 15. If you want to say that if it is not 15, then you would have say exclamation mark and then equal. So which means if it is not 15. There are other things as well you can do, like for example, bigger equal, which means number if the number is equals to 15 or bigger than 15, or it might be like this. So as you can understand, these are our basic things that we can use. So for I'm working on the primitive types as string and integer, which is very easy to understand. We will work on objects that it means the types that we created specifically in the future. So if here we are saying, let's change it again, if number equals 15, a code supposed to happen. Let's say, or let's say make this 0, okay? If number is smaller than 0, I'm saying I will print something to the screen. So in order to do that, I press log. I need to import this. For that, I'm pressing Alt and Enter, pressing import. So which I can right now print secret, which I actually did is this line of code is automatically added here, which is letting me to write things on the screen, basically. So we first need to add a tag, which could be the name of this class. Then we can write a message. Let's say number is negative. We want to include other cases too, in which case we can say else. Else statement is to say the other cases, which is not number is smaller than 0. So all the positive numbers will be there. So I'm just basically copying it and writing positive. So we can make it more interesting because if statements can be merged together, or they can be they can contain more statements actually, which let's make something else. For example, if number equals 0, do this, else if number equals 1, for example, then we will do something else. As you can see, we can use else if, and here I can define as much if statements as I want. So these can be if number is 0 and array int, let's say size is equal to 4. This this is a combined if statement, as you can see. So we will work this out again a lot actually, these conditions and whatever you might say. Let's pass to the other topic, which is actually how to use for loops. For loops are the basic, as you can understand from the name. So in order to traverse from data, in this case our arrays here, and do something with the data. It could be a manipulation, it could be editing the data, it could be making some kind of code run. So for this, what I'm doing is I'm adding this for, and I will use this arrays that I defined here. So for index, I'm saying in array string. Here, what I did is, so we have 3 string data defined in this array string, and for every item that is defined in this array string, I will make this for loop go through all these items in the list. So we can just do again. I'm just copying pasting this code. So for every index in array string, we can just write the name. Item is array string index. So this was one of the for loop examples. I can show that we can proceed actually even more. Let's do another one. So for again, we can say in this type, I'm just creating another for loop, which is, as you can see from this index, starting from 1 to 5. So we will just go through this code 5 times. So in this case, we can just write again, copying, pasting this. Number is index. So this will just print screen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, one after another. And we can actually combine these things. For example, we can combine this for statement with the if. For while traversing this code, if index is equal to, let's say 1, or else. I'm just again copying, pasting. Number is 1. In this case, we know that. Other could be something like this. So this is not specifically doing anything very important, but you can see the for loop is working like this. There are actually other ways of writing for loops too. So like let's write one more. This one was one of them. As I remember, just a minute, if I'm not mistaken, we can also do it with steps. So it should be in this. Yes. Step 2. So what I'm doing here is to check this array string and go through all these items and stepping 2 instead of 1, because here in these all 4 cases, as you are seeing here, we were just printing passing numbers one by one. Right now here we are passing it with every 2, with starting from this first item to 3rd, then 5. So actually, this is a very large topic to talk about, like, and we are running out of time. Maybe we can continue next time how to write these codes and what is the importance, but I guess you understand the basic meaning of this. So I would like to get your questions if you have, and I would like to help you even more if there's anything that you didn't understand.
And now we have to also call the function print screen to see a log.
Yes, definitely. But I didn't even run this code because we were running out of time. But for example, here on create, I can just call print screen function like this. And as you can see, this was grayed out. Now it means that it is getting called. What we will see in the screen is basically this number is, if number is negative or positive, this case is now it will press number is positive, but it's wrong. Actually, number is neither negative nor positive. We can do this. Then we will press number is negative. I guess you can understand what is happening here, but I will also send you some more information about where you can check and practice. This is more about practicing. Because in general, the concept is very easy. It is just a basic condition which you can just use some data that you are having to do some code or not to do some code, to execute or not to execute, as I can say. Any more questions or anything you didn't really understand? There is one more thing before finishing. Maybe I should also go through it. As you can see here, we have if and else if statement. These things inside the parameters can be, we can make it more complicated. Like, there are two kinds of these actually. One of them is adding int and array int size. Here I did this. If number is 3 and this array size is equals to 3, the size of this array, I'm saying I added this and to just combine these statements together instead of writing two if statements inside. This is one thing, or there is or statements, which is like this. So in this case, if either number is 3 or the array int size is 3, this condition is counted as true, so the code inside will be executed. I will send you more links. I know that you would need more time to understand, or maybe even to practice. I will send you some more links, and I would expect you to actually practice, just play with these for loops and integers, and just creating your own methods and codes, so that you would have more idea. Which we will also, while in the next lessons, we will also continue writing code like this. So you would also have some time to practice, I believe. So that's all from me.